Right now at 6, solar eclipse celebrations. Coulee region residents catching a glimpse of the rare event.
And the city of La Crosse considers expanding its ban on overnight camping to include parts of the marsh area.
Watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. The trial for one of the men allegedly responsible for the death of an Altoona resident has been postponed. Xavier Thompson and Michael Purnell are charged with first-degree intentional homicide in connection to the death of Christopher Connor. In September of 2022, officers found Connor with a gunshot wound at the intersection of Bergen Avenue and Bellevue Avenue in Eau Claire. He later died at the hospital. Thompson's jury trial was scheduled to begin today. However, court records show new information has come to light. The trial has been postponed until the new information can be fully reviewed. Thompson's next court date is a status conference in early May.
5 people are dead following a Sunday morning crash in Columbia County. In a Facebook post, Columbia County Sheriff Roger Brandner says a pickup truck and passenger car were going in opposite directions on Highway 60. There were 4 people in the car and 1 in the pickup. The car crossed the center line and struck the pickup head-on. The sheriff says 4 people died at the scene. 1 passenger was taken to the hospital who later died. That investigation of the crash is ongoing.
Deputies in Chippewa County say their sheriff's conduct last year casts an embarrassing shadow. The Wisconsin Professional Police Association issuing a statement on behalf of the deputies saying they are troubled by the impact Sheriff Travis Hakes' conduct has had on their agency and do not condone his actions. Hakes first became involved in controversy when a report last year challenged the sheriff's honesty and accused Hakes of sending unwanted and inappropriate messages to a new employee. The Chippewa County DA did not find enough evidence to bring criminal charges, but the Chippewa County Board says it has no confidence in Hakes. Per the statement today, Hakes has agreed not to participate in the department's criminal investigations.
La Crosse's Board of Public Works is considering banning overnight camping on more city property. Council members Barb Jansen and Aaron Goggins say about 30 properties should be added to the list of areas where overnight camping is prohibited. The new parcels would include Myrick Park, Red Cloud Park, and the Vietnam Veterans Trail. Last year, a new city ordinance banned camping on city properties like parks and parking ramps. Jansen and Goggins' request comes after the city cleared out a homeless encampment within the River Point district just last month. Jansen says many people living in that encampment have since moved to the marsh area.
It is not okay for anyone to be living outside and sleeping in the marsh or anywhere outside, in my opinion. But if people are okay with that, then we need to find an alternative location besides the marsh area.
During today's meeting, the Board of Public Works voted to refer to the request to a later meeting date, so the group will consider that list again during a meeting on June 3rd.
Well, quite a bit of cloud cover today for the solar eclipse, but no worries, there is a little glimmer of light headed our way. We have some 60s, maybe even 70s
there we go.
in the forecast, Greg.
Yeah, that's a silver lining. We didn't see the eclipse like we thought. We'd be more towards southwest Wisconsin, and southern Wisconsin had plenty of sun, but we didn't see the sun until about 3 to 4, some breaks, and it's even worse as you go further north. If you look at the time lapse through the time period, you might notice a slight decrease in the darkness right there. It's very light, but then of course we got sun, but it wasn't until about 3 to 4, so it's about a couple hours too late. Overall for this evening, we still have dry conditions, but we are tracking some more rain coming in for La Crosse, a little shower activity that'll probably end about midnight or 1 a.m. Just some light amounts. Eau Claire a little bit later, but that could go a little bit longer too. Temperature's still fairly mild in the mid 40s, all because of this low that's spinning to the west. You can start seeing some returns to the west of Austin to Mason City. That is what is eventually approaching the area in about 2 to 3 hours. La Crosse first, and then Eau Claire areas up there and further north later on. As we kind of time that out, you can see by the time we get to 8, we should see some showers overhead for La Crosse, and then there's going to be an area that will wrap up through Red Wing and eventually Eau Claire and Ladysmith. It'll linger probably past midnight for those areas. Other areas further south will probably just see partly cloudy skies overnight. Temperature staying pretty much above the 30-degree mark. We'll see near 40. Later on, we'll break down when we could see the 70s. Might be this week. Better shot this weekend, and if we got any other rain in the forecast too.
All right, sure hope it's this week. Thanks, Greg.
Well, history was in the making today as people across the country looked up to the skies to catch a glimpse of a total solar eclipse. Folks put on their lenses in La Crosse's Riverside Park this afternoon. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall joins us now with the latest.
Emily, Riverside Park was the place to be. People whipped out their glasses and gathered to see the rare event. Corinna Deeren and her friends missed school to see the solar eclipse.
It's like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be able to see like a full eclipse this close to us.
Other spectators, including Liz Weber, were supposed to see the eclipse in Indiana, but those plans fell through.
You know, people couldn't go, and I wasn't going to make the trip by myself, so I'm going to enjoy what I got here.
This was the first one in nearly 7 years. The last total solar eclipse was in 2017. The difference between the two? The path of totality. Wisconsin wasn't in it again this time. That didn't stop crowds from gathering. People, including James Konachek, even brought their telescope.
We're not being too successful with this. Once in a while we get a break in the clouds, but that's it. We don't see much of anything. So.
Was this successful the last time?
Oh yeah, 2017 was beautiful. Yeah, we were set up over there and we saw the limb.
Some are making the trip from Minneapolis.
We wanted to join community and experience this with you guys over here.
Despite being overcast, people saw what they were hoping for. Anyone who missed this solar eclipse will have to wait a while. The next total one, guys, is in 2044. Ken and Emily?
Okay, a bit of ways away. All right, thank you, Jeremy.
And across the river, Winona State University hosted an eclipse watch party. Students and community members gathered on the campus's lawn to watch the solar phenomenon. Although peak coverage occurred around 2 this afternoon, the party actually started at 12:30, so visitors could watch the partial eclipse from start to end. One professor says events like these are an opportunity to take a moment and reflect.
I love any opportunity I get to bring people together to kind of look up and just stop and think about all the stuff that's going on in the solar system that we normally don't even notice because we're so busy going about our normal day.
The watch party also provided special eclipse glasses, special solar telescopes, and pinhole projectors, giving viewers multiple ways to enjoy the rare event safely.
6 community members are competing to be this year's La Crosse Symphony Orchestra Conductor Wannabe. The winner will get the chance to conduct the orchestra during a spring concert. Each candidate has chosen a nonprofit organization to receive half the money raised during the competition. Dan Romanowski and Brittany Walls are competing together and are supporting the Indulz Fest Foundation, which they founded. Romanowski says the foundation provides support to people affected by Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia.
To me, it's a chance to, give people a better day. It is a really challenging diagnosis. Every family member that we watch go through it, you just try to think of ways to make tomorrow better.
To vote in this year's Conductor Wannabe competition, head to the La Crosse Symphony Orchestra's website. Each vote is a minimum of $2. Voting ends on April 29th, and the winner and runner-up will conduct a piece in the May 4th LSO concert. Call him Mr. Dependable.
A middle school teacher in Lafarge maintains a long-term mindset when his class is in session. I'll explain right after this.
I worked as a truck driver for 36 years.
And then one day I got this letter.
Your retirement will be cut.
Will be cut in half.
You don't forget something like that.
Every paycheck we put money away. But because of Wall Street greed, boom, it was gone.
But Tammy Baldwin saw what they were doing and wrote a bill to save our retirement.
Then she fought like hell to pass it.
What Tammy Baldwin did for our families, you don't forget something like that.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
You just have to get in the seat of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Not because of how easy it is to use, or because of our expert dealers. Not even because it has implements for every job. You just have to get in the seat because breaking ground on your dream home feels pretty great.
Visit Tractor Central, take a seat, and see for yourself why nothing runs like a Deere. Start now at TractorCentral.com.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
Top Notch Teacher is sponsored by Viterbo University and Dahl Honda.
Our Top Notch Teacher tour makes a stop in Vernon County, where one man has been Mr. Dependable for a quarter of a century and counting. Lafarge Middle School teacher Kurt Croninger enjoys the creative environment the classroom can bring. Whether he's covering social studies or math, young minds are always at work.
Them finding a different way to get to the right answer.
Kurt's overseen that learning process in Lafarge for 25 years. When you're in one place that long, you teach literal generations of families.
It's kind of strange sitting across the table during parent-teacher conferences when you know, hey, I had this kid in class at one point, and then I think, boy, I'm getting really old.
But his work ethic makes it seem like he's fresh on the job.
Whether I ask him to take on an overload for an extra class, during an afternoon break, he's taken his 6th graders out to set up the football field for a football game. He's piloting a math series this year for me. He just kind of, he's not afraid to take on whatever you ask of him as a teacher.
He's found purpose in the classroom, something he wasn't sure he'd find as a high schooler in Westby.
Wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and I had one great teacher who, he asked me my senior year, what are you doing next year? Where are you going to college? And I said, well, I don't know if I'm going to college. And he took me out of the class right then, and he took me down to the guidance office, and he said, we're going to pick out a college and at least find a place for you to start.
That conversation got him to Winona State and eventually Lafarge. Kurt is now channeling that conversation into a new effort this year, introducing his students to local businesses.
Trying to get kids thinking about careers and what they need to do to get to where they want to be in the future.
He says the younger that process can start, the more knowledge those kids can have when it comes to decision time. Another way Kurt Croninger can give back to a community he's happy to call home.
When I first started here, I thought I would be here 1 or 2 and then move on to something bigger and better. And I've seen bigger, I just haven't found better yet. We have a lot of great people here.
Now, those business field trips are a mix of visiting actual storefronts or having some local leaders come in and chat with his students. Well, growing your own garden can have great benefits, but it can also take a toll on your body. And some stretches are better than others at keeping you in that gardening game.
And we spent most of the last 2 weeks below average, but that's going to change. Our graph's going to be going above average, maybe well above average by the weekend. I'll break down what that means for temperatures and if we have any more precipitation later this week. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
We've done many, many renovations. We bought an old house and have made it into an up-to-date house. Whenever anything involves plumbing, the first call I make is to Maxwell White. Their technicians put together a great final product.
We've all seen what's happening at our border. President Biden and Senator Baldwin's open border policy has brought more than 10 million illegal immigrants into our country. That's double the population of Wisconsin. Our country was already struggling to provide housing and health care to our citizens. And tragically, we're losing over 100,000 Americans a year to the drugs that pour over our open border. Their policy is wrong. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message, and I'll work to fix this problem.
Attention parents and kids, it's time to build your future with Ultra Federal Credit Union's Youth Month celebration. Open a new youth account with just $25 and Ultra will match it with an additional $25. But wait, there's more. By opening a youth account, you'll automatically be entered to win our Lego Grand Prize worth $500. Imagine the endless possibilities of what you could build with that. So why wait? Head over to Ultra today and build your future. Visit us online or stop by your nearest branch for more details. Ultra Federal Credit Union, helping you live your best life. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Quality time with Taco John's. You never forget the big moments. Like the moment when you devour your very first slice of Taco John's one-of-a-kind new taco pizza. or your very second slice, or your eighth. With 7 layers of beefy, cheesy Fiesta saucy taco toppings atop a crispy oven-baked crust, this might even be the most momentous, meaningful experience of your life. That or your wedding or whatever, both are pretty life-changing. New Taco Pizza is here for a limited time, only at Taco John's.
So, all of us are here to talk about trading. Right now at US Cellular, you can get a new phone without having to trade in your old one.
Trade you my PB&J for that phone.
No, kid, you don't have to trade. See? $830 off any phone at US Cellular. No trade-in needed.
You drive a hard bargain. Boom. Chocolate milk.
You don't have to trade.
I'll take the chocolate milk.
Okay.
Get $830 off any phone. No trade-in needed with any unlimited data plan.
Whether it's a bathroom remodel or comprehensive plumbing services, we at Maxwell White strive to keep our neighbors safe and comfortable in their homes, offering honest, upfront pricing on every service, all backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call Maxwell White today.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Well, hey, Ken, if you didn't know, it's springtime.
Hey, no kidding.
And if you're looking to plant a new healthy hobby, let gardening take root in your life.
Yeah, a doctor with Cleveland Clinic says gardening has numerous health benefits, but you need to prepare your body.
Before you get started, stretch. Then focus on not bending over too much and avoid picking things up from a bent over position. Rotate your body regularly to avoid stiff muscles, lift heavy things with your legs, and avoid sudden twisting or reaching motions. Also, make sure you're using the proper gardening equipment.
You want to use tools that fit your body and that are sharp and that are effective so that you can have the tool do the work rather than your body do the work.
And once you're done, it's time to stretch again. Stretches should be
low and deep and hold the position for a bit to allow those muscles to really stretch and relax. And if you're feeling achy, Benzel says to try some ice or anti-inflammatory medicine. Now she's giggling, of course, because Greg was doing
stretches,
a bang-up job doing some examples
and you just
off
never
camera.
think of gardening being such a rigorous activity, but
And yet
there's a
it
lot
can.
that goes into it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
you got to be prepared.
And it really is a labor of love,
It
for
really
sure.
is.
All right, in the meantime, potential for some showers in these evening hours. Let's get the latest from our stretching master, Greg.
Yeah, we do have some showers tonight. Temperatures are warming. We are now kind of in the planting season, although we still can get freezing temperatures at night. That's the only concern. But we are in the month where we start seeing that soil temperature begin to increase quite rapidly. We're going to see increasing temperatures towards the later half here of the week. Definitely this whole week's going to be more mild, but we do have the showers tonight. That low is still around. We have more sun Tuesday, and especially going into Wednesday, another weak system comes through, some showers, breezy conditions, not that much colder on Thursday, and then we kind of have drying out in the 70s by this weekend. But here's going to be two areas. One area basically looks across southwards that's going to lift up, and then another area closer to the low that's going to kind of rotate through the area later this evening, really about after 9 p.m. This area kind of scoots through fairly quickly, but we still have another batch that'll come through, potentially more up to the north, but even La Crosse could get in this across basically 12 to about 2 a.m. So kind of two periods of showers off and on. Once that kind of lifts north, only areas really up towards north of Eau Claire will see that continuing to about 3 to 4, even towards the morning commute. Otherwise, a lot of other areas will begin to see partly cloudy skies. Temperature still in the 40s overall, so we're not going to cool off too much overnight. And then cloud cover to start the day, west winds, but then by the afternoon, we're going to start seeing more sun as drier air begins to work its way in. So by noon, probably plenty more sun with temperatures in the 50s, maybe even low to mid 50s further south. We'll start seeing a little bit more clouds in the afternoon that'll develop just because we still have some moisture and it's unstable out there. So we'll see clouds more in the afternoon, but by that time, we should be generally in the 60s for most areas, upper 50s to the north. Could be a sprinkle or two with this, but I don't think to see too much in the way of precipitation. Just cloud cover through the evening commute. That'll decrease. And then for Wednesday, we definitely have a better opportunity to see more sun because we're kind of in between two systems, the one that passes to the east, and then there's one upstream towards the Dakotas. That's the one that will track more for late Wednesday night into Thursday. As you see, it kind of rotates through and turns those winds to the north. That'll dive south Thursday, give us a better shot for seeing some showers. Brief light showers throughout the day with a northwest wind, so breezy conditions will be expected on Thursday, but the temperature won't go really too far down, maybe in the upper 50s. That'll kind of get away, and then for the weekend, generally looks good. There's only one little thing we're keeping an eye on. That could be Saturday and Sunday. A little weak system kind of scoots across the northern areas, mainly into the UP and northern Wisconsin, right through that time period. Maybe a shower, maybe some more in cloud cover Saturday, but overall the jet stream stays well to the north going into the weekend, so that should allow our temperatures to really climb well up into the 60s and 70s. And if we look at the temperatures, you'll see a lot more red than we've had lately here. Even on Thursday, when we do drop down a little bit closer to average, still not that bad. And then as we go into the weekend, we're pushing 15 to 20 degrees above average. That means 70s, maybe mid 70s, maybe even upper 70s, because a little bit of uncertainty to go on that. But for tonight, we still got those showers going on. Once again, some periods of showers probably through early night, a little bit longer as you go further north. Temperatures in the 40s. Waking up should be dry for most areas. We'll see more sun in the morning hour, clouds in the afternoon, 60 degrees. And then Wednesday looks probably the sunniest of all the days, with the showers coming back on Thursday with a slight drop in the temperatures. Friday dry, and then the 70s for this weekend. And that's kind of conservative because there's some signs that we could be mid-upper 70s depending on how things play out for the weekend. But it should definitely be 70s, and then maybe more rain coming for the next week. So overall, much improved since from last week.
Quite a big stretch there compared to last week.
Yes.
All right, Greg, thanks very much. Coming up next in sports, the Twins welcome the big bad Dodgers tonight to Target Field. Plus, the Riverhawks on their home turf for the first time this season, hosting rival Onalaska on Diamond. Rob's got the highlights next.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
Asher Lasting Exteriors is committed to craftsmanship, innovation, and outstanding customer service as Western Wisconsin's trusted gutter and gutter helmet experts. Our highly trained certified technicians can install gutter helmet onto new or existing gutters. Gutter helmet blends in beautifully with your home, can withstand the heaviest of rainfalls, and is backed by a lifetime transferable warranty. Save up to 20% with zero down and no interest or payments for up to 18 months with seamless gutters and gutter helmet. Brought to you by Asher Lasting Exteriors.
You made a cow. Actually, it's a piggy bank. My inspiration to start saving.
How about a more solid way to save?
I'm listening.
Well, BMO helps get your savings habit into shape with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward?
And there's a cash bonus when you open a new checking account to get you started.
Wow. Anything you can't do?
Mugs.
College is more than the knowledge you gain. It's a place to cultivate your curiosity. It's where you explore the potential and what's next. It's where you find the tenacity to rise, rather than settle for good enough. It's a series of moments that add up to form your future self. It's where what you want is within reach, on your terms. It's where you find a career, not just a job. Western Technical College. Discover what you're made of.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
Well, it's starting to feel a little more like spring here in the Cooley region, and now our spring sports athletes can finally get on the field. We had two MVC rivals squaring off this afternoon on the Diamond. Home opener for the Riverhawks today. They were hosting rival Onalaska. Dawson Lappick on the hill for Central. He gets the big strikeout here. Then a nice play here by Lappick on a slow roller. He's going to fire it over to first. 1-2-3 inning for Central, but Caden Pierzina dealing for the Hilltoppers early. Two big Ks for the right-hander in the first. We're scoreless after one. Let's fast forward to the third now. Hilltoppers making some noise. Ian Cole at the plate. He shoots one into right field for the first hit of the game. Then with runners on first and second, Xavier Lawrence lays down a perfect bunt. The throw's a bit high. So here comes Cole with the first run of the game. It's 1-0 Hilltoppers. And here comes some more. Caden Kokeisel, bases loaded, chops it back up the middle. Riverhawks, nowhere to go. Landon Hubert comes in to make it 2-0 on Alaska. Hilltoppers were up 5-1 in the fifth. We'll have a final score from this one later on tonight. On the Pro Diamond, Brewers are back on the road tonight to begin a 7-game trip. first 4 will be in Cincinnati against the rival Reds. So far, so good for the Crew. Milwaukee taking 2 out of 3 against Seattle over the weekend. Brewers putting up a season-high 12 runs on Sunday. 2 long balls from Willy Adames on the day as Milwaukee takes the rubber game over the Mariners. They improve to 6-2 on the young season. Aaron Ashby takes the hill tonight for the Crew. We'll have the highlights later on at 10. As for the Twins, they'll have their hands full tonight as they open up a 3-game set at home against the Dodgers. It's been a struggle so far for Minnesota. Twins dropping both their games against Cleveland. Sunday's was postponed, so the Twins will hope to snap that 2-game skid tonight. Bailey Ober will get the ball for Minnesota. He's hoping for better results in his second start. Ober giving up 8 earned runs in just an inning and a third last weekend against the Royals. All right, on the college hardwood, it all comes down to tonight. UConn, Purdue squaring off for a national championship. Huskies are looking to become the first team since Florida to go back-to-back. Gators did it back in 06 and 07. Can UConn pull it off tonight, or will it be the Badgers' rival getting the win? How do you feel about it? Are you kind of leaning
You're
towards
going for
Purdue?
UConn, right? Yeah.
And they've looked incredible
They
throughout
have.
this tournament. That's
Yeah.
a tough order, but when you got a 7'4" kid, you're in that ball game.
Yeah. I'm going for Purdue because I have a really good girlfriend who went there. That's my reason.
That's the time.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Right.
Sometimes you got to go with your heart and
Right.
your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that.
Who are you going for?
I have, well, I don't want to say, but I have Purdue in that pool.
That's right. In our team
go to break.
pool. It's between you
We're
two.
running out of time
Who's
here.
going to win?
We're
All
running
right. We'll be right back after this.
Are you looking for a high-paying career without any experience? Chart Industries has the opportunity you've been waiting for. Starting wage $30 per hour, highest pay in the area, guaranteed 40 hours, and so much more. If you are making less than $60,000 and want a healthy work-life balance, apply at jobs.chartindustries.com today. That's jobs.chartindustries.com.
If you think it's expensive to hire a good window company, just wait until you hire a bad one.
Don't get lured into cheap windows that you'll end up having to replace again in 5 years.
Here at Clear Choice, we only sell the highest quality windows that we'd install in our own home, all backed by a lifetime manufacturer warranty and installed by our factory trained employees, not subcontractors.
Upgrade your home with the Elite Series windows this month with our buy 3, get 1 free sale. Choose a quality window that will last a lifetime. Call Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions today.
After I decided my pain was too much, and my doctor actually suggested that I do visit the Good Feet store. Pretty amazing when they put the arch supports in your shoe and you walk around and you realize there's not pain and you think, how can this arch support in my shoe make my back pain go away? But it works. And how can it make my knee pain go away? It was incredible.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if arch supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
All right, we do have some showers that'll be coming through the area, tracking through after about 9 to 10, and then lingering further overnight up to the north. Just some light showers. Don't expect too many issues with it. Otherwise, more sun tomorrow, 60s. More sun Wednesday, maybe 70, with some rain coming back on Thursday.
I love the look of that weekend.
Love it.
Thanks for joining us at 6.
We'll see you at 10.